Hello, everyone. I'm Anthony Powell. Hey, don't adjust your set. Sierra is still here. She's just moved over to the interviewee seat. Usually she's, of course, doing the interviews herself. But I wanted to talk to you about your incredible personal achievements over the last 3 years. You've now won 3 national pageants. Just incredible. The latest being Miss America Elite out in Southern California earlier this year. How have you done it? I mean, you're in great shape. We know that.
Thank
but
you.
These pageants, there's a lot to them, you've told me.
There really are. And one of the things I think people have a misconception that it's all about looks. And that does play into it because they want you to be physically fit. But they also want you to be mentally fit and spiritually fit. So it's really what I call the best self-improvement course in the world, because it forces you to be the best you can be in every single avenue. And you also, on top of all of that, have to do a lot of community service. And I already do that, so it's easy for me, but they wanted you to do at least 100 appearances in a year. And
wow.
I actually made 200.
Wow.
Think about 365 days.
No wonder I could never get a hold of you.
That's exactly. We play phone tag a lot.
Yes, yes. What a schedule. What motivated you to want to take this on? I mean, there's a lot to do. Like you said, getting ready physically, spiritually, mentally.
Yeah.
It's a big to-do list.
Well, I have to say thank you to Robert Greene, and you know Robert
Greene.
I
know Robert.
He's got to have somebody to whip you into shape.
That's right.
And really, that was a lot of it. I really like to challenge myself more than anything, and so life has gone along fine. I didn't, I could have just sat back and said life is good, but I thought, you know what, I like to constantly put goals up there that I need to reach and achieve. And so I just thought, when I was turned 53, I thought I've always wanted to do a national pageant, have never done it. And I thought, what the heck, what do I have to lose, right? And so I entered the first pageant, that was Ms. United States, not thinking that I'd win it. And I'm competing against 30-year-olds, by the way. I was the oldest one. I was like the grandma of this whole group.
You told me some NFL cheerleaders.
Oh, yeah. There were NFL cheerleaders. There was an attorney. There was a chiropractor. These women were very accomplished, very articulate, very involved in their community, again, because they require community service. So it was really interesting when I got there, and I thought, I'm not going to win this thing, but you know what? I'm good with that. If I just make top 15, I'll be happy. I'll go home and I'll be happy. So they announced the top 15, I'm in it, and I thought, great, okay, that's all I wanted to do. So we have to go back through a couple competitions to then go to the top 10, and they announced me in the top 10, and I thought, well, that's icing on the cake, game on. That's better than I thought I'd do. Then they go to announce the top 5, I'm in that too. And they go to announce then the runners up, and they go down the list, and they get to me, and I'm still standing there with the last person. I thought, did they forget I'm up here? And I ended up winning it.
Unbelievable.
So.
I know the most important thing for you is what you're doing with your platform.
Right.
I remember the touching story you told me visiting a young girl in the hospital, and she said, look, Mom, a real life princess. Tell us about your platform and what you're doing with these wins that you've achieved.
Well, the one thing I wanted to do was be able to speak to children from the age of 2 to adults to the age of 100. And so I had to come up with a topic that I thought would be relevant. Now, I've had skin cancer, and I have a couple of scars on my face. I've had 8 removed so far. But I thought skin cancer is kind of a narrow topic, and to address a 4-year-old child with skin cancer, they're not really going to understand that. So I changed it to show your scars, because all of us have scars.
Sure.
Especially
whether they be emotional or physical.
Right, exactly.
Right.
And children in hospitals, especially if they've had cancer or had some surgeries, they might have a trach scar or something like that. I tell them to turn them into warrior wounds. And rather than hide them and be ashamed of them, we should share them. And that's what makes us inspirational and motivational.
Right. So what's the one message you want people to come away with about achieving? As you said, you just set out, you wanted to challenge yourself.
Right. I think if you've got a dream, don't sit on it. Because what I did when I was 50, I actually wanted to compete when I was 50, and I didn't. Because you know what I was afraid of? What people would think. What if I lost? Would people think less of me? Would people laugh about it? Would my TV show be worth less? Would fewer people watch it? And so I waited 3 years, and I finally realized I just need to do this. And I think if somebody has a dream, don't wait. just go for it.
And I love the fact that you are proud of your age. You don't shy away from telling
Nope,
people how old
I
you are.
don't.
It's great. It's
56 and going strong.
looking great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sierra. So great, and I'm so proud of your achievements, and you're such a positive influence on Wichita and all of Kansas and all around the country.
And so are you. So
Oh,
I
thank
appreciate you. I'm glad
Thank
we're
you.
friends.
Yeah, likewise.
Well, that's a wrap for this week. Positivelykansas at kpts.org is our email if you have a story idea. We always need them. Join us again next time for another half hour of information and inspiration on Positively Kansas. So long.